Alright guys, welcome to the Blue Collar News Network. I'm your host, Daniel Hawkins. It's good to have you this evening. Tonight we've got 10 survival tips for a war situation. The Latvian government seems to believe that the Russians are going to be moving into their country after they finish with Ukraine, and posted a document detailing how to survive in that war zone. So I think most of it's kind of common sense, but I think tonight we're going to go over that report and see if we can extract some things and maybe put them in our little prepper bucket and kind of go from there. So yeah, without further delay, let's take a look at this report and see what they got for us. All right, guys. So this is probably the definition of the shtf situation we're talking here. An active war zone that you happen to be living in. I mean, it'd be a terrifying place to be, And there's always a guy that thinks to themselves, well, I think I got it. I'm all right. I got enough stuff, or I got enough ammo, or I got enough preps, or whatever the case may be, and that they don't, and that they're hungry, and and they're probably going to suffer. So today we're going to go over 10 tips that'll help you out in the SHTF situation to help keep you and your family safe and alive. All right, tip number 1, guys: prepare your family. You know, in a nice way, get them ready for what may come one day, an eventuality to it, Ease it in, let them know that it's happening somewhere else, and there's a possibility that things could happen. Get a plan together, do some exercises with your family, maybe sit down and teach them the evacuation routes, how to use firearms, if they're at the proper age. Really just get them prepared, and if you had to say something or make a phone call to kind of get them up and at the ready, then it could be that much easier to do so, and it'll save you a long time, guys. There's nothing worse than trying to wake somebody up and tell them to get up and get out of the house, and they just, all they really want to know is why, Dad, what's going on. So to get them ready and know the code words and the keywords and get a plan together and get everybody physically fit, maybe do some exercises together, whatever the case may be, and get everybody involved, get everybody a job and a goal for the day, in that point, and kind of tie it into this prepper awareness tactical thing, and make it a part of the family, guys. All right, so this one definitely goes without saying here, guys. Food and water. Okay, you have to stockpile food and water as much as you can before the SHTF scenario. So go out there, get what you can, buy a little at a time. If you're working at this time, get a case of water here, a case of water there, a box of noodles, stock up on jellies, jams, honeys, things like that, things that are going to have a long shelf life and that are easy to maintain, things that are, capable of stored, at room temperature. And, if it doesn't last longer than 10 years at room temperature, just don't even worry about it as a storage product. So, get those things while you can, guys, because eventually the stores are going to be gone. And it won't take very long. After about a week of the production side of everything, we'll be out of it all. So stock up while you can, guys. That's number 2. And while food and water is a great idea, I would like to add one thing to that list on a personal level: batteries and flashlight or headlamp. Anything that will give you any amount of light in the dark is going to be a great thing to have. So be sure to stock up on those, guys: food, water, batteries, and a flashlight. All right, moving on to number 3, guys. I think this is a pretty important one. It's pretty commonly overlooked. A place to go, okay? And that's going to mean a lot of different things. So you need a place to go. So if you live in the city, you need a bug-out location, maybe something rural. It doesn't have to be something that you own. It could just be something that you know of, or that a place that you think no one would be at. The problem is getting there, right? GPS goes down, internet goes down, the roads are blocked, there's enemy combatants maybe everywhere. So the problem is knowing how to get there and where to go. So that's when maps come in, guys. And maps and tactical awareness. Know the soldiers in the area. Know what the police are supposed to look like. What their outfits are supposed to be. That way, you could tell easier if someone's it might be faking, and someone might not have the express knowledge of the roads. A few questions about the roads, that you've seen on a map or something, and a few false answers might give you an indication of who you're talking to at that moment. Might not be who they say they are. So learn the roads, guys. So let's at least have 3 maps. All right. So what we need a large map of the country, you know, and then smaller versions of that until it's small enough for you to recognize the area that you're in and the direction that you can go, and a compass. And with those 2 things, learning to use them, you should be good. And fourth on the list, recommendations here, guys, is stick together. If you have a family, stay with them. If you're all alone and you get sick, I mean, there's no one that can take care of you, no one that can watch out for you, and you can't stay awake 24 hours a day. So if you have people with you, stick together, stay close enough to hear one another, preferably at a whisper. But in those situations, there's nothing quite worse than hearing a distant scream and looking over and someone's not there. Now you're in a panic to go find them, and you may go running off for that person in the wrong direction, chasing the scream, and they may be off using the restroom. So stay together, guys. Don't let each other get too far apart. Okay, guys. So this next one's probably one of the most important. At least I believe myself. Learn hunting and survival skills. Right. These are things that you're really going to need to know. But unfortunately, not until after the SHTF, because as of now, we can just head down to the grocery store and pick things up. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. That's a convenience. But when the shit hits the fan, guys, all that's gonna be over. What you'll eat and what you'll drink will be what you'll earn. So we need to try to learn those skills now, and get things together while you can. Learn how to make a fire, and if you want a fire, then you're gonna have to learn how to make a fire starter, and learn how to keep your wood dry. Keep that stuff in the back of your mind. Maybe make a few bow drills just for some practice, out in the backyard, and maybe do a project with the kids on how to make bow drills. Do something like that. But just get it going, guys. Get in the back of your mind, and learn hunting skills. Learn about smells and wind, how to walk upwind and downwind so they can't smell you coming. Learn those little small things that at least give you the basics to try to help give you a better chance to survive. All right, guys. Number 6 here is means of transportation. Have some form of backup transportation, and if possible, a redundancy for that form of transportation. So if you can't have a truck, have a car. If you can't have a car, have a bike. If you can't have a bike, have a skateboard. Whatever you can have that everyone in your family can travel in. Have that, because you know you don't want to be trying to walk out of a combat situation unaware, and with no tactical advantage or awareness at all, with GPS down. If you can drive, it greatly significantly improves your chances of survival at that point in time. So do everything you can to have means of transportation and a redundancy for that. So at least 2 means of transportation that are gasoline based, and possibly one for each of your family that isn't. So if the money is there, then it shouldn't be a problem. But just do whatever you can as far as means of transportation, because getting away quickly is getting away safely here, guys. All right, guys, moving right on to number 9, medical survival training. Okay, so this is going to be a big one. On top of the stuff that you need, it's going to be a good idea to go ahead and get some survival training. Buy some books if you can get stuff like that. There's a ton of great books. There's I'll put some down in the links below if you guys are interested in those. But there's a few that specialize on how to teach people how to do things when there isn't doctors around. I mean, there's a couple of them, and tourniquets and things of that nature. You ought to have a ton of this stuff. First aid kits, emergency supplies, stock up on all of this stuff too, and learn how to use it. You know, get the books, learn how to diagnose the injuries. That's going to be the most important part of the medical stuff, guys, is really learning how to use the products that you buy. And of course, to make sure that you have all of them before the shit hits the fan. Because as we all know, but don't want to find out after, it's far too late. All right, guys, number 10 on this list is dangerous places. Okay. And what this means is places that you can see from a distance, and it's just got that creepy, eerie feeling, you know. Places without cover, without hard cover, defilade anywhere. If you can look down a long hallway and not see any place to hide for 10, 20 feet, yep, don't go down that hallway. Large buildings with multiple windows. I mean, these are places that you definitely want to, in the shit it's the fan situation, avoid at all costs, because you know, these are the places where you go and you find an ambush. You know, stay out of these places, guys. All right, guys, this was 10 tips to help you survive the SHTF. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Please do like, comment, subscribe down below, and let me know what you think. And hope to see you on the next one. Blue Collar News Network. I've been your host, Daniel Hawkins. Out.